Beauty may be in the beholder's eye, but that's not to say their vision is sound or taste finely calibrated. Accordingly, we've compiled a list of the 10 ugliest cars available in America today. Hello again, and welcome to another short list where we blitz through an itemized collection of informational tidbits ostensibly for your viewing pleasure. So, what are the most revolting, homely, or downright unattractive vehicles out there? Well, I posed that very question to the AutoGuide.com editors, and here's what we came up with. You may want to avert your gaze, lest these eyesores make you dry heave. Number 10 is the Honda HR-V. Sure, it may be eminently efficient and perfectly practical, but this subcompact crossover is oddly proportioned and has a bizarre front end. To be certain, it's not one of Honda's proudest styling efforts. But the HR-V's prow pales in comparison to what Toyota plastered on its Yaris subcompact hatchback. This fuel sipper's face brings to mind a half-witted mouth breather with his floppy jaw dangling wide open.
Ugh, but my lips hurt real bad.
Oh, sorry, just practicing my Yaris impression, but my face actually won't stretch far enough. Anyway, unlike the first two models on this list, our next vehicle is neither small nor affordable. Coming in at number 8 is the Infiniti QX80. This beast of an SUV is simply too ungainly for its own good. Slathered in more chrome than a 1950s Cadillac, you can't help but be blinded by its tastelessness. Throw in tacky fender vents that look like they were pulled off a Pep Boys clearance rack, and you have all the ingredients for a stylistic disaster. That being said, I really do like Infiniti design, just not this particular vehicle. Moving on. What has squinty headlights and a jumbled up front end? Well, the Jeep Cherokee, of course. This stomach-turning off-roader was nominated for this list by none other than Jason Su, AutoGuide's news editor extraordinaire, and I have to agree with his selection. This vehicle is all kinds of unattractive. And number 6, we have the Mitsubishi Mirage, the Triple Diamond brand's rudimentary subcompact offering. Spruced up for the new model year, this bottom feeder looks every bit as chintzy as it feels, which is a remarkable accomplishment. Speaking of redesigns, Toyota's seminal fuel sipper, the Prius, was recently overhauled, gaining new features and efficiency, but evidently these additions came at the expense of design because it's more unattractive than ever, with lines and shapes that make you say, duh f***. Just take a gander at that back end. It's ghastly. Next, we have an automotive oddball that's been the butt of jokes since its introduction. I'm talking about the Nissan Juke, looking like a cross between an alligator and some sort of gourd. This subcompact crossover is homely 6 ways to Sunday. Managing editress, or is it editrix, Jody Lai, actually likes this vehicle and didn't want it on this list here. Which just shows how poor her judgment really is. You'd be wise to reject any of her restaurant recommendations, investment advice, or suggestions for making important life decisions because clearly her taste is, well, it's questionable. What if washing machines had 4 wheels and were made of carbon fiber? Well, then they'd be exactly like the BMW i3. This frumpy fuel saver is an incongruous mishmash of shapes and lines. Why does the future have to look so weird? Okay, now we're on to our second place finisher, which brings to mind a Victorian-era funerary carriage. Yes, the Lincoln MKT is probably the most hearse-like product on the market today, short of an actual hearse, of course. I give Lincoln points for trying something different with this model, but not many. I'm sure you'd agree it is hideous from every angle. And with that, there's just one vehicle left on this list, and I assure you, it's an ocular assault that few can gaze upon without passing out. Viewer discretion is advised. But before I reveal that product, here are a few dishonorable mentions. And we start with the BMW X6. It's more expensive, less practical, and homelier than the X5 on which it's based, so why does it even exist? Next, Toyota's moonshot, the hydrogen-powered Mirai. It promises true emissions-free motoring, but unfortunately this alien craft looks like what crash-landed in Roswell. Finally, there's the Subaru Impreza, which basically has no design whatsoever. It's just shaped like it is, and really that's all there is to say. But now for the ugliest car available in America today. Are you ready? It's the Fiat 500L. This unsightly people hauler is like an Italian version of a GM Dustbuster van from the 1980s. Wonky lines, ovoid lamps, and a top-heavy silhouette make it hard to look at. Cementing this choice, the 500L is even worse to drive than it is to gaze upon. Yes, Fiat's engineering department actually managed to outdo its design studio. How? I have no idea. And that's it for this short list. What do you think of our vehicular choices? Did we miss anything particularly horrible? If so, make sure to leave a comment down below. We'll collect them in the coming weeks and put together a People's Choice shortlist highlighting your least favorite vehicle designs. Do it, please. Hey, so you just made it to the end of this shortlist. Why don't you check out some of the other ones we put together? The previous one is the top 10 least reliable cars. You're going to want to check it out to make sure you don't purchase something that's going to cause you all kind of headaches down the road. So follow the link. Can we put it here? Can we put it here? Okay, thank you. Follow the link, watch it, check it out. It's good stuff. I mean, I did it.